Hello guys, I'm Pickles Parker, and today I will be reviewing some Big Finish, the Sword of the Chevalier from the 10th Doctor Adventures Vol.2, featuring the 10th Doctor and Rose, played by David Tennant and Billie Piper. Enjoy. So yes, the Sword of the Chevalier. Let's just explain the plot. So the Doctor and Rose go back in time and meet a historical figure, the Chevalier d'Aon, spy who is born a man, then went on a spy to England, but then was banished from France, and then went back, but was only allowed to live back there as long as as the Chevalier stayed a woman and wore woman's clothes and technically became a woman. But then the Chevalier left France again to come back to England. The Doctor's a big fan of the Chevalier d'Aon, but soon finds that more mysterious things are afoot when he sees a spaceship. Dance is crashed by these aliens who have 3 faces and 2 voices, sell the humans off to make a bit of profit. But luckily, the Doctor, Rose and the Chevalier d'Aon thwart these aliens' plans and save the human race from being sold off. So yeah, I love Doctor Who stories on TV, especially early on in the new series when the Doctor meets a famous monarch. I really love those stories. I really wish they would bring them back. Episodes like Vincent and the Doctor, The Young Quiet Dead, The Shakespeare Code, The Unicorn and The Wasp, even The Impossible Astronaut, Day of the Moon. These episodes, I just really love that we see the Doctor interacting with historical figures in historical times. I love this because I like history, and I do like historical Doctor Who episodes. I think it's something that we see less and less of in the new series as it progresses, and I really think it's something that should be brought back. So obviously back when this is set series 2, this was one of the things that happened quite a lot, and I think this very much fits in with the era. The Chevalier d'Aon is not a historical figure that I'm aware of. I didn't know who he/she was until I listened to this. It's a very interesting character. I really like that because you listen to this and you come away learning something, which was obviously the main blueprint of Doctor Who back in the 1960s, was to teach kids about history. So they watch Doctor Who and they get the entertainment, but they'd also walk away learning something about history. And I felt that I learned something after listening to this. I love the period setting, and it is really used to some great effect here. Obviously having the nicer costumes and fancy dress and things. Obviously I think that element may have worked a bit better had it been on screen, but obviously as this is Big Finish, they can't do that. But I think it still works very well through audio, and that was a bit I really loved. I think one of my main gripes with this is the villain. I can't remember their name off the top of my head. I don't even think they are named really. But I think that with Big Finish especially, I think you need to write monsters that are very unique to audio. And I think that these monsters didn't really fit the bill. Because in terms of monsters, they weren't very threatening at all. The only thing that could be threatening is their appearance, which many characters are scared of after confronting them. But we can't see that, so therefore all we're going on is their dialogue and how they seem like, as they sound, appearance taken away. And I think that was very bland. I think the whole 3 faces and 2 voices thing, although the 2 voices was quite interesting, I didn't really quite see the point of there being 3 faces. It was a bit weird. And it had no real relevance. And I think well, it was a bit interesting, their whole thing of them trying to sell the human race for money. That was all they're interested in, which was a very theme that was used quite a lot back in the early ages of New Who. But I just think the villains are the weak points. Obviously, I think this story is more centered on the Chevalier d'Eon, the period setting, the Doctor and Rose in that period setting interacting with period characters. And I do think the villain was kind of a bit of an afterthought, and I think it kind of sounds like that. I think the Doctor and Rose are very good. The David Tennant as the Doctor gets some really nice moments to shine. Interacting with the Chevalier d'Eon, with fencing, and interacting with period characters. And I generally think he is very good, and was the perfect Doctor to get into his story. He is very good. Billie Piper as Rose, although I think she sounds most like as she did in 2006 in this story than the other 2 stories, I would say I find her a bit more annoying in this one. I don't think she's written as well as she is in Infamy of the Zaros and Cold Vengeance, which I obviously haven't read yet, but I have listened to all of them in preparation for doing these reviews. But yeah, I think the cast is spot on. Nicholas Grace as the Chevalier d'Eon is brilliant, a brilliant performance. And I just like this story. I think it had potential to be better, especially with the weakness of the villain was a real downside for me. But I still love the period setting, and I still like the use of the Chevalier d'Eon and how Doctor Who has taught me something that I otherwise would have probably never found out. So I did enjoy it. It was a very nice listen. It's almost like a pure historical. Obviously we do have the alien threat there, but I will think that this could have been turned into a very nice pure historical. But overall I enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a 7.5. Not quite as good as Infamy of the Zaros, but still quite enjoyable. Please like this video if you have enjoyed it, and if you want to see more content from my channel, then please hit subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and of course, a goodbye. Hello, Gary and Adam. So, school reunion. It's definitely a nice story. It's not the best, but it's definitely an enjoyable one. Liz Sladen slips right back into her role as Sarah Jane, as well as great performances by both Anthony Head and David Tennant as both Mr. Finch and the Doctor. I think Mickey has a lot to do in this story. He's very good, and we see the beginning of that short-lived trio of the 10th Doctor, Rose and Mickey. It was really quite nostalgic to see Sarah Jane and K9 both back, and it was quite sad to see K9 so battered. One thing I don't like is the constant bitching between Sarah Jane and Rose, though that is resolved by the end of the story. Marigold's music is really good, as well as the one cue that goes do 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 do. Yeah, that one I really like. So this story, it's not the best, but it's definitely a very good story. It's sometimes overrated, sometimes underrated, but it's a good story nonetheless. I'm gonna give School Reunion an 8 out of 10. See you guys next week.